Hi everyone, this is Jimin of BTS.
BTS news today. The sky over Seoul this morning was cloaked in a light gray haze, as if holding onto an emotion too heavy to explain with words. Outside the HYBE building, a crowd of army had gathered since before dawn, holding banners, balloons, and softly glowing light sticks, even though the sun had yet to rise. Today was not an ordinary day. Today marked the first anniversary of Jimin's solo album, Muse, which was released exactly 1 year ago and made history as one of the most honest, gentle, and emotional works ever created by a K-pop idol. And yet, despite the festivities, fan posts flooding the timeline since midnight, and even a 24-hour billboard of Jimin gracing Times Square, the man at the center of all this was nowhere to be seen. No posts on his personal account, no activity on Weverse, no sighting by staff or the crew that usually accompanies him when he travels. The world stood still in confusion. Where did Jimin go? Some armies began piecing together scattered hints from unofficial sources. A fan at Incheon Airport claimed to have seen someone who looked like Jimin the previous night, wearing an oversized denim jacket and a black mask. But without the usual tight security, many questioned whether it was really him or simply someone with a similar aura. Their suspicion was heightened by one strange fact. HYBE's private VIP flight system listed a blank manifest departing for Florence, Italy. Could Jimin have really gone to Italy on such a significant day in his solo career? HYBE remained silent. No clarification, no official statement. Major media outlets tried to track his schedule, but any information about Jimin's whereabouts had mysteriously disappeared from all systems. One unnamed staff member only whispered when asked, "Maybe he just needs space." Even the brightest lights want to rest from the spotlight sometimes. But things took an even stranger turn when something unexpected happened in the studio, where Jimin usually practiced vocals and choreography. Around 9 a.m., a cleaning service worker found a handwritten note tucked behind an old ivory-white piano. Much of it was faded due to overnight dampness, but one line stood out clearly. Muse isn't just a song. Muse is him. That word, him, sparked intense speculation. Had Jimin written that about someone? Was Muse not only about music and personal struggle, but also about love or loss he had never openly spoken about? Could his disappearance today be a personal journey linked to someone who inspired his album? Amid all the questions, fans continued to flood social media with memories of Muse. Songs like Closer Than Dawn, Serendipity 2, and Let Me Stay surged back into global trending charts. Many began to realize that perhaps the lyrics in that album were puzzles, delicate clues revealing a side of Jimin he had kept hidden behind warm smiles and gentle greetings on screen. While the world speculated, a fan's camera in Venice, Italy, accidentally captured someone who looked strikingly like Jimin sitting by a canal, wearing a black hoodie and a cap. He didn't look at the camera, but his hand movement, wiping away a tear, was immortalized in a single frame that sent tremors through the fandom. The fan shared the photo with the caption, "If that's Jimin, then he's crying." Crying? On the anniversary of his most beautiful album? Some speculated that Jimin was going through a deep moment of reflection. That today wasn't just a celebration, but a solemn reminder of the emotional journey behind Muse. One fan recalled a rare interview Jimin gave during the album's promotions last year, where he said, "I didn't make Muse to be remembered as a perfect piece. I made it as a place of shelter. For myself, for someone I lost, and maybe for someone I haven't met yet." The word "lost" rekindled theories, especially those pointing toward Jungkook. Given the undeniable closeness between them and a chemistry that needed no words, many armies wondered, had Jimin gone to see him? Was something happening between the two of them? Something only felt through their glances, embraces, and the songs that seemed like secret conversations. Jungkook, too, was nowhere to be found today. No uploads, no live appearances, just silence. And in the midst of that silence, a new track suddenly appeared on Jimin's official Spotify account, the NO title, Just a Symbol. The track lasted only 2 minutes and 48 seconds. But in that short time, the world seemed to pause. A soft piano opened the song, followed by Jimin's voice, fragile, as if holding back tears. "I waited for you in the same place, beneath the same sky, but you chose silence." The song ended with his heavy breathing, Then complete silence. The IT didn't take long before the track exploded in popularity. But what stunned fans even more was what happened next. 10 minutes after its release, Jungkook posted a story on his personal account. Just a photo of the night sky, with a single sentence. "Forgive me." That alone sent the entire fandom into a spiral of anxiety and tears. Was this part of their story? Was Muse the product of an unfinished love and lingering heartbreak? While those questions floated in the air, Jimin still remained out of sight. But ARMY knew one thing for sure. His disappearance wasn't an escape. Perhaps it was an act of courage. The courage to face wounds he had turned into melodies. The courage to stay silent when the world demanded explanations. And the courage to continue loving, even from afar. That I in Florence. The bells of an ancient church chimed softly as dusk began to fall. A man stood on the balcony of a boutique hotel, staring at the orange sky. He held a notebook filled with handwritten pages and occasionally closed his eyes, as if listening to something only his heart could hear. When paparazzi tried to snap his face, he stepped back and locked the door. That on the hotel desk lay a handwritten letter in blue ink. "To you, who taught me how to love through loss. Muse will always be about you, and I will always return to the place we last laughed." JM. That night, the world wept in silence. But beneath the tears, they understood. Jimin's love had never left. IT was just walking alone, for now. So it could one day return stronger, more honest, and more alive than ever. As midnight struck in Korea, a sudden post appeared on Jimin's personal account. Not a photo, not a video, just one sentence. "Muse lives on, because the feelings I've kept never truly died." That sentence shattered the silence again. ARMY began to interpret that Muse wasn't just an album. It was a symbol of something he still wanted to fight for. Maybe hope, maybe memory, maybe a promise yet to be fulfilled. But what truly shook the fandom was what followed 5 minutes later. Jungkook commented under the post for the first time in a long time. "I'm reading all the lyrics now, and I regret letting you write them alone." Within 20 minutes, the comment had over 2 million likes, and Jimin's reply? Just one emoji. Cloud with rain. A symbol that had long been part of their secret language. From the days of promise to still with you, from late night Weverse lives during storms, to Jimin's quote in a past interview. "If I ever love someone, I'll remember the scent of the first rain when we met." Was this a sign they were still looking for each other, but held back by past wounds? Or was this the final chapter of a love story that never got to begin? That same day, Florence was drenched in rain. Light, but enough to fog up the windows. And behind one of those windows in the old house booked under the name Lee Min-jun, a known alias Jimin used during private trips, a silhouette appeared briefly. Someone was holding a small photo, staring at it for a long time. A photo allegedly taken 5 years ago during the Love Yourself, Speak Yourself concert in LA, where Jimin and Jungkook sat together backstage. Not smiling, just staring at each other in silence, as if the world could pass them by. As long as their eyes remained connected, while the world speculated, time moved on. And as always, Jimin remained a mystery. But the following day, another surprise surfaced. On Weverse, fans were gifted a short video, only 1 minute and 2 seconds long. No sound, just slow-motion visuals of rain falling over Florence's canals, with a hooded figure in white sitting on a wooden bench, sketching in a notebook. When the camera zoomed in, only one word was written on the page: us. The entire world collapsed, even without sound. That video was the most honest confession he could have given. This anniversary of Muse wasn't just about music.
Oh.